there's a way to make an entrance.
This is my destiny.
It was now a conspiracy of witches.
Download Veely today.
Britain is a nation of animal lovers, but it turns out we are loving our animals just a little bit too much. All those tasty treats and tidbits have resulted in a nation of furry fatties. Today, we're going to meet some pets who are yelping for help to lose some weight.
Big puppy eyes that says, treat me.
But more importantly, we're also here to celebrate some of the most dramatic weight loss stories of the year.
2.75, that's fantastic.
I'm very proud of her. It's just done amazing.
5. Good girl.
Welcome to Fat Pets Slimmer of the Year. We are back in the magnificent Ragley Hall, Warwickshire, for a very special slimming competition. And it's finals day. 6 months ago, pet charity, the PDSA, launched a nationwide contest to encourage our podgy poochies, tubby cats, and bulging bunnies to shift the pounds. Every day this week, we have met the contenders, but today is grand final day, and we're going to crown Slimmer of the Year. It's been a week of jaw-dropping stories of the nation's podgiest pets of much-loved animals transformed from big old barrels to blushing beauties. Let's remind ourselves how the fattest finalists were whittled down to this streamlined selection. Monday saw Bruce the boxer beat off competition from Max the Jack Russell and Bailey the cat, thanks to a weight loss equivalent in kilos to 105 blueberry muffins. Bruce, we'll see you on Friday for the final. Tuesday went to the wire when Barney the Jack Russell and Snowball the bunny achieved almost identical weight loss.
It's going to be Snowball.
In the end, Snowball bunny hopped Barney to finish in the lead. Wednesday was a jaw-dropper. 2 transformations to rival any we've seen on the series.
This is really unbelievable. One of these pets lost 26% of their body weight. It's Daisy.
But in the end, Daisy bulldozed her way past Zorro to gain her place. And Thursday saw the last of our contenders face off. But when Ty's weigh-in went in the wrong direction...
We are a bit disappointed about it, aren't we, really?
Yeah. It was down to Millie to knock the bunnies out of the competition.
It's Millie.
However, today isn't just about the competition.
Mrs. Dixon with blue, please.
Cookie and Ned, please.
Cliff and Gilbert, please.
Cian Egan continues his stakeout at the vet's clinic, and he has the usual suspects, Podgy, Porky and Plump, firmly in his sights.
Well, you know, sometimes we're a little bit guilty of loving our pets too much and giving them 1 or 2 treats that maybe we shouldn't have. Join me a little bit later where we're going to find out how we can get some of these waistlines under control. Okay, I'll give you some attention too.
We'll be meeting a few more exotic animals that have been fighting and losing the battle of the bulge.
That particular year, he just took it a little bit far and gained a little bit too much weight.
And we'll be catching up with some former competition finalists to find out what it takes to maintain that flawless physique.
Somebody did nickname her a piglet because she was that big.
What a brilliant week we've had.
I know, isn't it great? And it's so fantastic seeing how well they've all done.
I mean, in fairness, some have done better than others.
Oh, do you know, some of the owners have really, really taken it on board, and I just hope that the guys watching at home can just, you know, take some of those top tips and go with it.
So we're going to reveal the finalists today. Any secret favourites?
Do you know what? I think they've all done amazingly. I've got my favourites, but I'm not going to tell you who they are. For many of our fattest pets, the biggest challenge in their weight loss programme is getting enough exercise. In Oakhampton, Devon, 2 massive Mastiffs, Maya and Wayne, are proving more than a handful for their owner.
Wayne, heel. Wayne. Oh, God, I got the cardigan caught. It's all right.
And sometimes she struggles to keep her podgy pair's friendly enthusiasm under control.
It's postman. Postman.
Mastiffs are big, powerful animals at the best of times, but these two gargantuan grub guzzlers have been wading their way through the snack drawer and have beefed up to the weight of a pair of miniature ponies.
When they're giving me their big eyes, look, please, please, can I have some of your sandwich at lunchtime? Yeah, it's really hard to say no to them. Good boy.
Maya weighs in at 78 kilos, which puts her around 50% overweight. And to add to her issues, that weight has been causing health problems.
It's just the pressure on my joints and her heart. You know, break my heart if anything happens to both of them.
It's a big issue. An overweight dog with joint problems that's too big a handful in the park. But there could be an answer. Aqua aerobics doggy style. Or canine hydrotherapy to give it its proper title.
Good girl. Here we go. Get pedaling. 5 minutes of actual swimming in here is equivalent to like a 5-mile walk in terms of how much energy they use for a dog, so it does take it out of them quite a lot.
I'm hoping it's going to do them some good. Right, wait! Kill! Oh, for goodness sake!
So, if they can make it to the pool, Maya and Wayne will be taken to the water in their first ever aquafit session.
They definitely need something. I think the hydrotherapy will be really good for her. So, I'm not sure about Wayne because I don't know if he likes water or not, although he does play with the hose pipes.
First hurdle cleared. They've made it to the pool and Maya's first up.
Come on! Come on! Come on, Maya! Come on!
But she's having none of it.
Good girl!
It's a tentative start, but...
Come on, that's a good girl! Come on! Come on, swim to me! Come on! Come on! Good girl! Come on! That's a clever girl!
The front legs was going fantastic, and she's actually using her back legs.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant for her.
Girl, aren't you?
As you can tell, we've only done one lap.
Yeah.
And she's still puffing away.
You're knackered, aren't you? So how quickly will it be before we can see some weight loss?
I'd like to think, obviously, if you can keep the diet going and the exercise as well as the swimming, we should be looking sort of around, 5 and 6 weeks' time. I'd like to think we could actually get back onto the scales and see a difference.
Yeah.
At least be going downward as opposed to up.
Brilliant, yeah.
We don't want any more weight to go on
No,
at all.
definitely not. No, definitely not.
Wayne's up next, and he's well up for it.
Come on. There's a good boy. Come on. Come on, Wayne. Wayne, come on. Come on. There's a good boy.
Dogs that are overweight, he's getting hardly any impact on any of the joints.
Yeah.
So in the water, as you can tell by his breathing, we can work his cardio side, his lungs, as well as obviously building up his heart rate to actually burn off the calories.
Yeah. Good boy.
They may just be dipping a paw in the water, but it could be the start of something great.
I will definitely be carrying on with this every week, so it's so good to see them happy like this as well. So, yeah, both of them really enjoyed that.
And who knows, once they have a taste for it, there's no telling where it might lead. All week we've been opening our doors to the public who've been bringing in a succession of portly pooches, cats and hamsters. We've heard some fantastic stories and today we've got some more amazing tales.
Let's head back over to Kian at the People's Dispensary for Sick Animals Clinic.
Our public drop-in centre here in Aston has been buzzing all week. with all manner of short, fat and hairies. But just in are a double act with the difference. Twin beautiful British blues. Hello, how are we guys?
Very well, thank you.
So, tell me, what have we got here?
We've got Lily and we've got Millie.
So, what seems to be the problem with them?
Basically, last time I took Lily to have her booster shot at the vets, she mentioned that she was probably very overweight.
Oh, really?
Now, I think she's a big girl, but I'm not kind of sure that she is actually overweight, so I thought I'd bring her along today.
So you're kind of, you're one of these people that doesn't want to hear that your pet is overweight?
I wouldn't say that I don't want to, but I would be a little bit sort of upset, to say the least, to say that I had a fat cat. Not only that as well, she's not been very well lately. She had been vomiting quite a bit, and I just wanted to know if it was her food, if there was anything that I was giving her that wasn't agreeing with her, so just wanted to get that checked out as well.
Millie and Lily, please. Hi there, come on through.
A vomiting cat is a cause for concern. Sickness can be a sign of underlying problems. But today, there seems to be more worry about the widening waistlines.
First time you noticed overweight when the vet told you last time she was seen, or had you thought she was maybe a little overweight before, or was it a surprise to you?
She doesn't look overweight to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was a bit surprised
Sure,
that she was overweight.
It's a common problem that I've seen time and again this week. Owners in denial, or at least owners with a distorted body image. But the vets here have a simple and effective tool to focus the mind. So, if we have a look at this chart, where do you think Millie is?
Now that you put it that way, because she's not that skinny. She's in between the two.
Where do you think she is?
In between these two.
She's not obese.
I would edge more towards obese, actually.
You seem quite shocked at that.
I kind of am. I just think, I am actually. I just think she's a biggish cat. I thought her weight was proportionate to her size as opposed to being overweight.
But not just overweight. Unfortunately, the word obese has been used.
Yes.
So the chart says obese. But now for the real test. Millie weighs in at 6.1 kilos, almost twice the recommended weight for a cat of her age. With the results in, it's time to discover the cause.
Okay, breakfast. What should have breakfast?
She has dry food, I think about 75 to 80 grams of that in the morning.
Okay.
And then she doesn't get fed again until the evening, where she's just on white fish and prawns.
Okay.
And an occasional treat.
The measurement you used for the morning, where did you get that from? That is in the volume? On the packet. Okay, that's fine. They are guides, and they don't take into account the age of the cat, the breed of the cat, necessarily the amount of exercise the cat does. So we do need to tailor that to the individual cat. Do they go outside? No, so they're indoors as well.
House cats have fewer opportunities for exercise, so need less to eat. But these pampered felines have been dining on a 5-star feast, and it shows.
I would probably suggest at this stage you probably halve her breakfast. That is in the extent of her overweight, I would say.
Hard to hear for a lady who clearly dotes on her beloved pets.
Brilliant. You were really good. Well done.
But overweight cats are far more likely to develop a host of other health problems if not kept in check. So this is cat number 2. And it isn't just Lily who's at risk. Now that you know that Lily is obese, where would you put Millie?
I would say that Millie is slightly smaller than Lily, which means that she's probably in the overweight category.
Okay.
She's a lot closer to her goal weight than her sister, but we still have a little way to go with that. So.
Yes, indeed.
I think, Jenny, you know exactly what needs to happen. You seem to be a fairly determined woman, and I think by this time next year we'll have 2 very healthy cats.
Yes, I'm sure we will.
Coming up after the break, tension is mounting as we move closer to awarding Fat Pet Slimmer of the Year. We're also going to meet last year's winner, who soon has to hand over her crown.
Incredible, incredible transformation.
Welcome back.
The big finale is nearly upon us as we are soon to crown Fat Pet Slimmer of the Year. But first,
Like all dieters, the big question is always, will they keep it off? And it's just the same for animals. So we thought we'd catch up with a previous winner of Fit Club Slimmer of the Year to see how they've been getting on.
In 2013, Ruby the Jack Russell stole the title with a gobsmacking 3-kilogram weight drop. That meant that she'd shed a third of her body weight.
Ruby's the reigning champion from last year, but the thing you've got to realise is this is not just a one-year thing, this has got to be maintained forever now.
Ruby was a rescue dog, adopted by Steve and his family. After much love and attention, she was nursed back to health. The trouble was, she was being treated a little too well.
We were giving her dog treats, but unbeknownst to us, our children were doing it at the same time. So she was getting extra dog treats on top of what we were giving her. I went to see the vet and it says, look, you know, your dog's starting to look a little bit podgy. We were really shocked. I mean, the size of her, when you see the photo, I mean, somebody did nickname her a piglet because she was that big.
Ruby was put on a strict diet and the children were told strictly, no treats.
It's just a three-pronged approach, really. You know, you just got to ban the treats, look at portion control on the food and just more exercise. It was quite hard at first, but you've got to be cruel to be kind for to try and help her in the long run.
It may have been tough, but boy did it pay off.
When Ruby had lost 33% of her body weight and announced her champion, we were quite shocked and we thought, oh, bit of a bonus really. The whole family's proud of Ruby, extremely proud that she's getting through this. I mean, you could see she felt better in herself. She looks healthy. I mean, it's just a different dog, really.
And I am delighted to introduce last year's champ, Ruby with owner Steve. Well, that can't possibly be Ruby.
It is, yes.
Oh my gosh, come and sit down. Come and tell me all about this. This is extraordinary. And I really love the lead. I mean, that is an incredible, incredible transformation. So how easy was it putting Ruby onto her diet?
It was a little hard at first. She was a little bit perplexed as why you changed her food, but she got used to it eventually. We cut away with all the treats and gave her carrots, which is what she eats now for a treat, which now she absolutely adores.
This is a whole new thing for me, this carrot thing with dogs.
Yeah.
I had no idea that a dog would have a carrot.
Yeah,
well, I think it'll be really interesting to find out where Ruby is now and if she has managed to maintain the marvellous weight that she got to in the first place.
Yeah.
Paul.
Hi, Steve. Good to see you again. Hello, Ruby. Hello. Wow.
I mean, an incredible story from last year.
Absolutely, and you know, one of our real success stories. She lost 33% of her body weight last year, and quite rightly was our champion. Yes. It looks fantastic, and you know, she was heading for arthritis and diabetes and heart disease, and actually, what you did last year, you've saved her life.
Yes.
So Ruby began the competition 50% overweight at 9.1 kilograms and won last year's comp with a 33% weight loss, crashing to just 6.2 kilograms.
So we're looking for something around or under 6.2. Okay, on you go.
Go on, Ruby, you can do it.
5.9. Well done. So this is fantastic. So this is even less than she was when she won last year. So that total is about 35% of her body weight, and you've kept it off and you've kept going.
Steve, you must be absolutely thrilled with that. Not only maintained, but actually gone down a little bit more.
Yeah, I'm over the moon that she's managed to maintain her weight and keep fit and healthy, yes.
Steve, congratulations and well done, Ruby. Well done. It seems that the only thing the owners of podgy pets love more than spoiling their much-loved companions with a tasty treat is posting funny films of them online, and we found a few of the best ones for you.
Ever put your pet on a diet and wondered why it doesn't seem to be making any difference? Well, we might have the answers. They could be conspiring against you. And who's this caught with their paw in the cookie jar? Some pets will stop at nothing to get their fix. Lucy the beagle had a habit of swiping food when nobody was looking. So one day her owner left a camera in the kitchen when he popped to the shop for something to go with his hot chicken nugget dinner. And if you're really struggling to control your canine's food consumption, you may need to bring in the big guns.
It's clear that all the owners I've met during my time in Aston have loved their pets dearly. But many have been surprised at just how much their pet's weight has increased, almost without them noticing. Take Triffin the Beagle here. He certainly looks full of life, but owner Lynn has started to worry that his waistline might be getting a little too wide for comfort. Okay, well, let's get him into the vet and see what the vet has to say. He's lovely, this fella. He's your best friend by the looks of things.
He's my best friend, and if anything should happen to him,
of course,
you know, and it was my fault.
Is Triffin a little bit overweight?
Just a little bit, not a lot.
Lynn might not think there's too much to worry about, but Vet Duncan has other ideas.
He is categorically overweight. We've got a long way to get him to an ideal. But that being said, he's only a very small step short of being clinically obese.
Triffin's weight problem is clearly much bigger than Lynn was expecting.
When we see him from the side, he still does tuck up slightly in the tummy. He's still got a little bit of a waist that you can tell from underneath. We can't easily feel his ribs, his backbone, or his pelvic bones.
Checking for the ribs and see if they can feel the ribs, that's another sign to see if they're overweight.
It's absolutely crucial. When we see pets who are actually the right weight and you can feel the ribs, people start to get really worried that actually their pets are underweight, which is not the case. It's exactly how we as vets love to see them.
Do you feel like he eats an awful lot of food?
No, he doesn't have a lot. He has 3/4 of a tin a day.
And?
He'd have a couple of little bones in the morning after his walk.
Every time he's having a couple of those little biscuits, in relation to his body size and his calorie intake, that's probably the same as you or me going to a fast food restaurant and having a hamburger.
It is something that you can personally change. A lot of people will ignore the fact that it's them. So that's great. My heart is telling me that next time we see Triffin, he's going to be exactly where you're going to get him.
Yes, I shall try my hardest.
Hopefully, Triffin is now back on the right track. But for some other pets, gaining weight can cause more problems than just a bigger belly.
I'm Martin and this is Max. Max the Patadel Terrier. And he come up here today to get his paw sorted out, hopefully. And I rescued him when he was 2 years old.
Max Thompson, please.
Martin is hoping Vet Robert can help his four-legged friend back on his feet.
This is front paw.
Paw there.
It's continually lick.
Right.
We've tried various creams on it.
Okay.
But it's just not clearing up.
Right.
Come on in.
Okay, that's it. There we go.
It's all right. It's okay. It's all right.
And here we've got the bits he's been licking here.
Although sore paws seem to be the top priority, Robert feels to really get to the bottom of Max's problems, they should start in the middle.
There's an awful lot of extra fat just around this area here. Yeah. These sort of big bits of spare tyre.
Oh, is that fat? Is
up
that
here, that bit there. Yeah, no, it's not muscle, I'm afraid. It's a lot of fat.
Oh, right.
His breathing is a bit rapid as well, really, because of the weight.
Robert is worried that the extra weight is causing pain in Max's joints, which might explain why he's been nibbling at his paws.
The room on the left here.
It's time to hit the scales.
There we are. Right there. There we are. Right, 25.3 kilos we've got there, which is way too much, I'm afraid. Come on in. There we go. Good boy, Max. Really, he probably should be well under 20 kilos, probably nearer to 15 kilos.
Yeah,
and,
so he's about 10.
About 10 kilos overweight,
Yeah.
so so you need to work on that, okay?
Max is clearly too big, and it seems owner Martin has an idea why he's piled on the pounds. A little too much love from the family.
He was getting a lot of treats before from the wife and the kids, so I've literally just recently put him strictly on.
Right.
He's at the proper food.
So it sounds like you may have already reduced the food, but it's very important to carry on with that now, and I'm glad that you've made that decision to try and cut the food down.
Thank you very much.
Righto, that's okay. Righto, Mr. Thompson.
Come on in.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
With the course of antibiotics, Max's sore paws should heal up as long as he keeps to a healthier diet. Something that Martin is keen to put in place for both of them.
Baby's just strictly his food. Sticking to that rigidly now, with no in-between treats and no tidbits. That'll do me good as well.
Coming up after the break.
You ready? This is your favourite bit.
We'll be diving headfirst into a new grey seal fitness craze and meeting a former finalist that struggled more than most to keep the blubber at bay.
He would eat anything that anybody left on the coffee table. Proper little Hoover.
And we're getting even closer to crowning our Fat Pets champion.
The PDSA Fat Pet Slimmer of the Year 2015 is...
Welcome back. Coming up, we have the extraordinary story of a stout seal suffering from blubber build-up. But first, if your mutt is in the diet doghouse, check out this inspirational tale of Deco, a former grand finalist who shed an amazing 8 kilos to become a runner-up in the 2012 competition.
Deco would have 2 full bowls of his own food. He would eat the cats if that was left down. He would eat anything that anybody left on the coffee table. Proper little Hoover. And some days, without realising, you'd just put something down, go back and it'd be gone. So he was a sneak thief as well. It was the PDSA vet that told me he was very obese, and he insisted that we started his weight loss plan straight away. Started off with his food. That was measured daily, and each day got 10 grams less. No treats whatsoever. It was very difficult. I'm not saying it was easy. I became really, really strict, but I think that was my guilt. The walking and everything increased. I used to take him out once a day and thought that was enough. Wrong. Once we started the diet regime, he was going out 3 times a day. Deco was a different dog altogether. He was back to a puppy again.
Let's meet Deco, who was a previous finalist, and his owner, Jan. Hello. Very lovely to meet you. Hello, Deco.
Deco's tail might be wagging, but I wonder if that tummy is as trim as it once was.
So you've already done the competition, haven't you? You were a finalist.
2012.
2012. And Deco did really well.
Yeah, he got highly recommended.
No, a higher recommendation. Yeah. Not only did Deco lose weight, but actually you found some health benefits as well, didn't you?
I lost 2 dress sizes.
I lost 2 dress sizes. That's incredible.
Which I'm quite happy with.
That is really incredible. And so I also heard a little story about cakes.
Okay.
Now I wasn't sure about dogs and cakes. What's the cake story?
The grandchildren had been baking cakes, so we left them on the side in the kitchen, and one of the girls come in. Grandma, you better come and have a look. I said, well, come and look what he's done. So I went in, and there's 36 bun cases on the floor. He'd eaten the lot.
Oh my God. Since coming and runner-up, have you still been maintaining the diet?
Yeah, he's still on the weight control food.
Yeah.
And he just has the 2 meals a day. But because I've had an operation on my hand, I can't do all the exercise that he needs.
Okay. Well, let's see what Deco weighs now. Let's see if you've managed to maintain. Ooh. Paul, we've got our next customer. Come on then, Deco.
And hello, Deco. Hello. OK, so he still looks quite big, doesn't he,
yeah,
Jan?
A little bit more back
so
on.
When he was in the competition, I think he lost about 8 kilos, didn't he?
Yeah.
Which is about 18% of his body weight.
Fantastic.
So he went down to about 36 kilos,
36,
did he? OK, so should we just see what he is now? I'm going to pop him straight on. Are you ready? So Deco's weight today is 46.2.
A diet disaster for Deco. He's put his fat pants back on.
No, you're going on the diet again, mate.
So he's actually put on weight from when he finished
I've
the
had my
competition.
wrist done though, so I haven't been able to exercise him as much.
So this is a classic example of when you can't meet exercise needs of an animal. What happens? So I think with him, he's put the weight back on that he lost, which is it's a real shame really, because he was doing so well, wasn't he? And obviously he was having all the benefits of that weight loss.
Yes,
so
he was. Yes.
Are there certain breeds that have a higher propensity to putting on weight?
So
in my head, it's like Labradors. They're always eating or I imagine them to be eating lots. Is that true?
I always call these a greedy breed. They are greedy, and the story with the 36 buns that he ate is just a prime example. They will get hold of whatever they can, but that makes it even more important to have that control over what they're eating. And I think for you, Jan, we need to think about what can we do to get him the exercise.
What kind of hints and tips could you give to when you find it hard to take them out and exercise? What kind of things can people put in place?
You need to pull in the support of family and friends and make sure that he is getting the exercise that he needs.
Yeah,
was that a bit of a shock then, Jan?
It was just now, yeah. I thought I'd sort of kept him, because I keep him on the same amount of food and I know he's not having treats, so it's definitely down to his exercise.
Right. And that's the key thing. She said she's kept him on the same amount of food, but if you take that exercise away, he's not burning any calories off.
Yeah.
We'll help you out, don't you worry.
We'll get there again.
Keep it up, it's possible. You've done it once, you can most definitely do it again.
Yes, of course we can.
Thank you.
Deep down in the southwest of England, the Cornish Seal Sanctuary rescues and rehabilitates sick and injured seal pups.
Hello, handsome boy.
It might be an all-inclusive break, but one resident has been taking more than his fair share at the all-you-can-eat buffet.
Put your flippers on the side so you can see how handsome you are. There you go. He definitely knows, so he always comes to me and I think looks particularly cute to try and get extra treats and things like that. Ready? Go.
Just like so many of our household pets, Logsy has his smitten keepers wrapped around his little flipper.
So he'll swim up and down looking particularly cute. Just wondering if you've got any extra fish for him, if you could possibly throw them in the pool. That's it, we're all done.
This overfeeding became a habit and no one noticed that Logsy's belly was ballooning.
Volunteer here at the sanctuary. And one of them had been away over Christmas and come back, and he got out of the pool and she said, wow, he looks really big. And I sort of looked at him and thought, you know what, he does actually look a bit big. So we weighed him and that's when we made the discovery that actually he was a lot bigger than he should have been.
For a male seal in the wild, big is beautiful, but Logsy was taking it to extremes.
That particular year, he just took it a little bit far and gained a little bit too much weight.
At his biggest, Logsy weighed in at 346 kilograms, a massive 66 kilos over his target weight.
He was really lethargic and grumpy and fed up. It wasn't good for him to be overweight the way that he was, which is why we did something about it as soon as we noticed.
To help him shed a few pounds, keepers have been putting the log through his paces.
You ready? This is your favourite bit.
It's amazing how fast logs will shift for a fish on a stick. And he's not the only one. This fella off the coast of Mexico became an internet sensation for his pilchard pilfering.
Did you see what happened to that?
And he's been dining out on it ever since.
I love you, Macho. You know you are famous.
Back in the UK, it's time to find out if Logsy's pole dancing classes have helped him budge that blubber. From a starter weight of 346 kilos, Logsy had a lot to lose.
When we weigh Logs today, I'm hoping that he's going to be around the 280 kilo mark. Good boy.
He smashed it, bettering his target by 5 kilos with a loss of just over 70, equivalent in weight to 3,500 sushi rolls.
He's definitely happier, he's more active in the pool, so it's definitely better for him.
A few miles up country, at the National Marine Aquarium, even the sharks have to watch their waistlines.
Octopus is probably their favourite food. It's a bit like their equivalent of catnip. They love it.
To keep their fish from getting fat, the staff risk close encounters to manage their sharks' food intake.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to make life easy for the animal and easy for us and add a bit of enrichment for the animal. Come on. Good girl.
By feeding the shark only when it's attracted to a lure, the keepers can control the amount of food the ferocious fish eats, keeping the perfect predator fighting fit.
It's very easy for you to overfeed a fish. They will just keep eating and eating and eating. So we do have to be careful not to give her too much. So this shark in particular, she can be pretty greedy. Calm down. Good girl.
Coming up, Kian will be blowing a few myths out of the water to reveal the good, the bad and the ugly in a pet foodie feast.
This is poisonous to your animals, people. Poisonous.
And we'll be crowning the Fat Pet Slimmer of the Year. Welcome back. Tensions are high for our Fat Pet finalists. While they anxiously await the results of this year's competition, there's just time to head over to Kian for one last visit to the Aston Drop-In Clinic.
Well, one of the most interesting things since my time here at the clinic is the food. People are really confused as to what they should actually be giving their pet. Should they be giving them dry food, wet food, human food, a mix of it all together? There just seems to be an awful lot of confusion about it. So I'm here to find out what the good, the bad and the ugly of pet food really is. To cut through all the confusion, we've laid on a foodie feast. One table for good, red plates for bad, and it's guaranteed to contain a few surprises.
So we're going to start with the good to begin with. So if we start with our canine friends here, what we've actually got here is the amount a Labrador, a small Labrador, should have twice a day. So just that amount. And I think when you put that in a bowl, it actually doesn't look like a huge amount.
And nothing else?
Nothing else. If you're going to give something else, you need to reduce the amount of that you're giving them.
Moving on, tell me about this one.
The cat. So again, traditionally people have just filled their cat bowl with dried food, put it down, let the cat eat all day. That's probably all they need twice a day again.
So what's this?
Yeah, it might surprise you a bit. A rabbit needs its body size in hail grass every day. In the olden days, we used to feed this, the rabbit muesli. Yeah. We don't recommend that at all now.
Okay.
What we would say is a tablespoon of these nuggets, full of fibre, a handful of green leafy veg twice a day.
And do you find that rabbits have a tendency to overeat?
Yeah, we see quite a lot of rabbits that are overweight, but usually because we start to get onto the treat type items. Treats like this, while they're not poisonous, they are full of fat. So about 25% of that is fat.
Okay.
So if you're adding this onto that, you're going to see those waistlines balloon.
I'm always under the impression that meat is good to give an animal.
It's fine, it's low fat, it's good, but it's also quite high in salt, it's quite tasty. So you've then got a chance that all they want to eat is that, and then they don't want to eat the nutritious stuff that has everything in it that they need.
Really, everything that's bad for us is bad for
them. Yeah,
is bad
exactly,
for them.
Exactly. And you look at something like a cube of cheese. So one of those to your dog would be the equivalent of you having 1.5 hamburgers, or to your cat, you having a whole pizza to yourself. So I think the other massive surprise is the carrot. Actually, that's really bad for rabbits. High in sugar, the equivalent of you having a slice of banoffee pie to a rabbit.
That is shocking. You cannot give your rabbit a carrot.
No, crisps, cake, all those things. Milk, people love to give their cats milk. Actually, cats can't really tolerate milk.
You're killing my childhood here.
I know,
you can't give cats milk, you can't give rabbits carrot.
No.
I mean, really, the knowledge out there seems to be kind of all over the place.
Yeah.
We've seen the good, we've seen the bad, the ugly.
This is the really ugly, and this is the toxic section. This is the foods you should never give.
So what we're talking about here is this is poisonous to your animals, people. Poisonous, okay?
Grapes are poisonous for dogs, so they shouldn't have them. They can cause reactions that can really damage inside, give them problems with their organs.
This is obviously a dried bone.
Yeah.
So why should you not be giving this to a dog?
So with cooked bones, the problem we often see is when dogs chew on them, munch on them, they can splinter, and then there's a real risk of them getting stuck in their throat or somewhere further down in their guts. So moving on to the final two plates is chocolate. So the higher the cocoa content, the more dangerous it is. There's a chemical in it that again can make dogs either really sick or even potentially die from eating it. With anything like this, if your dog does consume any, it's about speaking to your vet straight away, finding out whether it's a toxic dose and what needs to be done.
Okay, so moving on from the chocolate.
Yeah.
Very interesting plate. We've got an onion, we've got some garlic, and we've got chewing gum.
Yeah. So it's the xylitol in chewing gum that again can make them really, really poorly. That can be dangerous. And again, garlic and onions. So it's really watching those leftover takeaways, that piece of pizza that maybe has onion and garlic in it, giving them those can really cause a problem. People don't do it every day, but they start to do it more and more. And eventually you've got a cat that's grown from 5 kilos to 10 kilos and is starting to have some really serious health issues.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Nicola. Some fantastic information there.
I think it's clear that the way forward is to stick with the tailor-made foods. Always check the packet for portions, and if you're in doubt about a food, don't risk it for a biscuit on your pet.
What an amazing week we've had at our drop-in clinic here in Aston. I mean, the vets and nurses have been dealing with some amazing big problems. And when I say big, you know what we're talking about. And hopefully, before long, we'll see those waistlines come down.
Thanks, Kian. But back at Ragley Hall, it's time for the big moment where we get to crown the Fat Pet Slimmer of the Year. Will it be Bruce the Boxer, Snowball the Rabbit, Daisy the Bulldog, or Millie the Jack Russell?
Let's hear it for our finalists. All right, Daisy. Congratulations, you lot. You may all be a bunch of losers, but you are all winners to me. Do you know what, Paul? It's been such an eye-opener this week. I've been caught open-mouthed more than once, looking at the transformation of these pets from the beginning of their journey to where they've ended up. It is so impressive.
Yeah, there's been some great success stories and, as you say, some amazing transformations. And I think the take-home message for people at home is that if your pet's overweight, you know, just look at how much happier and healthier they can be when you get them in shape like these guys. Yeah. It's brilliant.
All right then, everybody. Good luck. Know that you are an inspiration to pet owners everywhere. First up, we're going to have our runner-up, Paul.
Yeah, with a really impressive 20% weight loss. The runner-up is... It's Millie.
Congratulations, well done, Melanie, well done. A really, really brilliant weight loss there. We were all very, very impressed. Now, Paul, what was it about Millie that got her second place?
So, tremendous amount of weight loss, but actually, she was an elderly dog with arthritis, which makes it even more significant, so well done.
Okay, right, the minute that we have all been working up to this week, the crowning of the Slimmer of the Year, there can only be one. And this particular pet has lost a phenomenal 26% of its own weight. The PDSA Fat Pet Slimmer of the Year 2015 is... Daisy. It's been the most vocal as well. Well done, Gillian. Really, really well done. Paul, what was it that got her that first place?
Well, I mean, a phenomenal 26% body weight loss. But actually, when Daisy came to us, she was struggling. She was overweight, she was on the road to breathing problems and joint problems. But Gillian, you have given her a new lease of life, so well done.
Thank you very much.
All that remains is for you to come and join us, and we'll give you your cup, which you get to keep for the whole year. You are the 2015 Slimmer of the Year. Well done, Daisy. Well done. Gillian, you must be thrilled.
I'm over the moon.
Yeah?
Over the moon. As I say, I couldn't have done it without the help and support and encouragement I've had. I just couldn't have managed it on my own. So I'd like to say a big thank you to everybody at Pet Fit Club for all the help and support they've given me. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. Another round of applause, I think, for Daisy and Gillian. What a fantastic week and an absolute worthy winner. It's been a real eye-opener for me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thanks for joining us. Bye-bye.